there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of color craze. Today's inspiration is actually really pretty. It comes from this floral bouquet. So we've got navy blue, a soft yellow, some bright greenery, and I think that was kind of a grayish color. Now, my yellow is not quite as soft as the yellow that is in the inspiration piece, and my blue is a little bit brighter. But I think it works. It was the closest I had in yellow that was really easily accessible and went with these photos. So I do love that soft yellow, but I didn't really have anything in the soft yellow, at least not enough of it. So anyway, that's why I picked that bright yellow. That bright yellow paper is from Paige Evans Wonders. The blue plaid is actually a swimming collection, and I don't even know who it's by, but this floral is also from Paige Evans. And so I am adding a little bit of red to that inspiration, or to my layout, which is not on the inspiration piece. And I'm not really calling out that green very much, except for that there is a bunch of that green in this floral paper. And so what I'm doing is I am backing all of my papers with white, so they all have this nice white border, and then I'm going to ink them up in blue to make them stand out just a bit on that blue plaid background. And as you can see here, I'm also doing a double page, which is a little bit different. I do tend to do quite a few double pages. I just don't do them as often as I do single pages, and I do really like the effect that they have, because a lot of times you have more pictures that you want to showcase than what a single page layout would allow you to get on the page, even with them shrunk down. So here I've got almost 4x6 photos, and the rest are 3x4s. And I'm going to be able to get them all on 2 pages because of that. So what I did was I just adhered all of my papers onto the left-hand side, and I'm going to use my trimmer to go ahead and trim it down, and then I will adhere it on to the right-hand side to just put it back together. Now, I'm not putting any adhesive kind of on the furthest left portion of the floral piece I'm sticking down there, because I know I'm going to cut that off, but it allows me to go ahead and line it up with the other page by doing it that way. And by just going ahead and acting like I'm going to go ahead and do a 12-inch strip, it allows me to make it as wide as I want. I could go the full 12 inches if I really wanted to, but in this case, I did not want it to be the full 12 inches. I just wanted it to go, you know, almost about 1.5 inches away from the edge. And so I'm playing with the arrangement of these photos. I do end up switching out the 2 top photos on the left-hand page, the one with Noah on the horse and the 4x6, and that one that I'm placing down right now. I'm going to swap those 2 around, I do believe. And that's going to... Actually, did I swap them around? I think I might have already swapped them around. Anyway, that they were originally the opposite of the way that they end up. So these photos... Oh, here we go. I'm swapping photos, and I do swap those 2 because the horse photo that I'm putting down right now, he is looking more towards the left, and in the other one he's looking more towards the right, and this way they're both looking towards the center of the layout. So that's why I did that. And then I am pulling in these wood veneer pieces that I've had in my stash for quite some time. I don't actually remember who they're from. I want to say I got them at... Oh, look at that. They're from Momenta. I think I got them at Hobby Lobby, but I've had them for quite some time. And I like that they're kind of a darker wood than you normally see on a wood veneer. These photos are taken at Alma Bonita, which is an animal rescue. And I have scrapbooked our trips to Alma Bonita before. We have gone twice before, and I scrapbooked it all on one layout. And this time I wanted to scrapbook this additional trip because, first of all, they got a couple of new animals, and my daughter's there with a duck that is a new animal. This is the first time Noah has ever sat on a horse, so I wanted to kind of document that as well. And then there's this really cute picture of my daughter on the swing in the picnic area at the facility. And so I decided I was going to go ahead and scrapbook those anyway. Now, I will be scrapbooking the photo of my daughter on the swing in a much larger format on another day. And it doesn't bother me that I will have two of them, because one will go probably in Noah's album. Like, this layout will probably go in Noah's album because it's his first time on a horse. And the other, so that would include his mom on the swing. The other layout that I do with her on the swing will probably go in my album. And so they're going in two different places and for two different purposes. So I thought I'll go ahead and use that photo again because it's a cute photo of her and it was just a fun day. So I'm using some ephemera from Paige Evans Wonders, and I do realize that on the top, the blue bordered piece is on the bottom of the stack, and on the bottom of the photo, it is on the top of the stack. And that is intentional because of the way the writing is and the graphics are on those two cards. I don't mind that they're not, like, they don't look like they go all the way through, because they look like they, you know, they would cross over halfway underneath your photo. Doesn't bother me at all. So in case you were wondering about that. And so then I was just playing around with where I want different things to be. I do like the wood veneer, but I am going to look for some additional pieces to bring into this. And most of these pieces are going to be from Paige Evans Wonders. And so I'm liking the way that it looks. And I am bringing in that piece that says here and now. It's just bringing in a little addition of the green, which is it's not necessary, but it definitely is nice to have because there is green in our inspiration piece. And I like the natural of the wood being added to the layout. So I think I'm getting to the point where I'm going to swap those photos around. And the reason is because with the addition of those stacks of paper, there we go, they're swapped now. The stacks of paper under the large photo on the right-hand side, it kind of made like a weird void between the tall photo on the left-hand side and those pieces of paper. So this way, it kind of flows more. It doesn't look like there's like a big U shape in the center of the layout that's kind of cut out. And then what I decided to do was I took more of that floral paper from Paige Evans, and because there's not a whole lot of it showing on the left-hand page, there's only a tiny bit peeking out underneath the photo of my daughter on the swing, I decided to fussy cut some of those florals and bring in more of those to the left-hand page. I will add a little bit to the right-hand page, but not nearly as much, because it doesn't really need as much over there with those journaling spots. So I didn't make you sit through watching all of the cutting of these flowers, but I did leave some of it in. I know a lot of times people are interested in that. My biggest tip to you when you're cutting stuff with scissors, doesn't matter if they're large or small. As you can see, I do most of my fussy cutting with the really large scissors. The key is to only use the scissors to go open and closed. The movement of the piece that you're cutting all happens with the opposite hand. So I'm moving my floral around and back and forth, and I'm only going up and down with the scissors. It does kind of take a little bit of practice. So if it's not something that you are prone to do, or if it feels like it's hard for you to do, it does take a little bit of practice. But when you find yourself kind of maneuvering your scissors around your piece that you're cutting, reset. So just take a moment, stop, reset, and move the piece that you're cutting, the paper, not your scissors. It goes much better, and things cut a lot smoother, in my opinion. So hopefully that's a little bit of a tip for you. Now I am popping that big yellow flower up onto some foam tape. The one that is off onto the far right hand side is also onto some foam tape. And then there's a little bit up at the top that will be on foam tape too. But some of those pieces are coming out from underneath the floral, or underneath the photographs, which I like. It's just bringing more of that pattern, like I said, to the opposite page. And then I decided I was going to go ahead and put a title on it. So I just pulled out my dies. These tall, thin alphas are from Close to My Heart. And I think they are a new release, so they should still be available for you. I will put the link down below for what they are. And then I am going to use Pink Fresh Studios Heather uppercase alphas for the word Bonita on the bottom right-hand page. And so yes, I'm using 2 different fonts for the alphas, or for my title, and I do that quite often. Usually they are much closer together, but in this case, I left them far apart. I figured there was kind of like a lot of space up here where it says Alma, or where the yellow paper ends. There's kind of like a taller section of that yellow paper, and then on the bottom right, there's only like a small, maybe 1.5 inch piece of that yellow paper extending down under the photos. So I'm kind of keeping my alphas sized so that they fit next to those papers without being larger or a lot smaller. So if I brought that big alpha down to the bottom right, it would extend down way past that yellow paper, and I didn't really want it to do that. So what I did was I used my Fun Foam. I put some white paper right over the adhesive backed portion of it. I cut it out and I ran it through my die cutter with the dies on top of the paper. And then I'm just inking up the edges with some Distress ink in Prize Ribbon. And if you are interested in knowing more about how I make my alphas like that, I do have a video on that. It's a pretty short video. I will try to remember to throw the link to that down below as well, so that you can go and watch that if that's of interest to you. So that is pretty much going to do it. In all of this, I have forgotten to tell you that MK is playing along as well. This is our series that we are doing together, so go and check out her channel. She's got all kinds of good stuff on her channel, but go see what she's made today with the same inspiration that I am using, with this beautiful floral inspiration. So go check her out. Her link is also down below for you, so that you can get to her channel easily. Thanks so much for watching. If you have questions or comments, leave those down below. I will get back to you as quickly as I can, and I'm always happy to read them and respond. So don't be afraid to ask any questions that you might have. I will be back again on Wednesday with another Color Craze video, and then again on Friday. So this is Monday, Wednesday, Friday that we are doing this. So keep checking back, and we will see you again on Wednesday. Bye-bye.